Morning all. This is going to be a slightly tricky one to pull off, but I'll give it a go anyway. Right. Leg day. I'm going to... Okay, now I can't see nothing. Ooh, watch the F-bombs. Right, I'm going to pop over there and start have a workout. So, give people an idea of what leg day looks like at the minute. And we'll get going. We'll get firing. Right. Right, I should do this live, really. Bit of back and forth. But yeah, this was just an idea, you know, different types of videos to put up. I'm still going to do my rant about walking. That'll probably get uploaded today. I'd go into it, but then that'd ruin the video, wouldn't it, for the walking, actual walking video. Right. First things first, we'll get some water going. Right. Cheers. I have done the majority of my warm-ups. Do a couple of Cossack squats. And just a bit of the old school stretches I used to have to do in PE. Never thought they'd pay off. Right. Oh. Da, 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 da. Calm down, everyone. Nothing else comes off yet. Decided to go for the 2-belt technique. Tried it with a thinner thing and it just ripped in my hands, went cheap to say. This is not the most expensive bit of kit, but it's just an extra bit of protection when I put the buckle belt on. This gives you a bit more sense of feeling, well, protection really. Obviously you've got to think about the core. Right, too high up. Woo. Oh, would you look at that? I don't know if you can. Oh, there's issues in the house at the moment, I tell you. Big heavy bugger. Oh. I'm still in mid-moving status. So everything's a bit of a shithole at the moment, to be perfectly honest. I'm obviously going to be minding me P's and Q's, but when you're training, you can't allow for certain ish amounts of stuff, you know. Testosterone levels are up. Yeah, that's warm-ups. I'm working up to my working weight today. I've got an idea of what it should be. 1 minute, I'll just swap the screens. So I've got the program written up here in my Word document. Right. Okay, sorted. Yeah, I've still got the house to myself at the moment. That's why I thought I'd do this. If it works, I'll do it tomorrow as well. Tomorrow's a pressing day. But the wife and kids come back tomorrow, so I won't be able to get away with this as well. Maybe I will, but the video will be very close up in your face. But I'll give it a go. See if it works. Again, I'd like to stand inside the cage, preferably, but you won't see. I won't be able to record it like that, so I thought I'd do it like this. As we are in week 3, I still want to be going heavy, you know, around the 8 RPE sort of level, because then I've got more to build on after my deload week, which is next week, and then I've got 3 weeks more of lifting before the deload, before the competition. So keeping it heavy. There's no point training light for a strength competition, but also keeping the head screwed on while I'm at it. And this is kind of how you can make it work, well, in a small space. There's a strong chance in the next place we do end up, I'll be training in my shed. So I'm going to have to make sure the floor is reinforced. So I'm keeping hold of all spare bits of wood I've got. And it's going to be taller than like your average shed. working set. Aiming for 3 sets of 3 reps. That is why I'd rather be stood in the cage. I'm not really at the risk of tipping anything. It's catching it, holding it safe enough in the front. If anything tipped, I'll just quickly re-rack it. It's at 130 a minute, which to a lot of people is nothing crazy, but to me, at the moment, I could get a couple of reps more, could probably eke out 2 more reps, and as long as I can do that, I know I'm on level with where I want to be. It's the hardest part of any sort of training, is jumping before you can walk. And I do mean jumping, I don't mean run before you walk, I mean jumping. You have to excuse, it's probably going to be a bit boring in between sets and stuff. I'm going to run the risk of jumping myself back in too soon. Woo. Right, so that's 2 sets of 3. One more set to go. Woo. Now, I work between rests, between sets. A lot of it depends on the goals, the rep ranges, Obviously this, I'm going heavier and I'm going lighter. Lighter? less reps. So the body does really need a little bit more rest between sets to account for the force you're putting in. And when you're going for strength, you're extracting all of the energy that your body's got. So it needs to be recharged. If you're going for bodybuilding, for example, on a spin of the coin, you don't want long rest periods. Your body wants to keep pumped. Now, the moment program I'm running, I've got 2 strength exercises and 2 accessory exercises. 2? Yeah. So the rest breaks are longer in the first 2 things, and a little bit shorter on the second 2 things. Exercises, same thing. This is it, trying to get a decent conversation out of me during the sessions. Difficult. But another word on rest between sets, a lot of it is up here as well. You'll know when your body's ready. You don't want to warm up. You don't want your muscles to relax too much. So when you feel ready, away we go. Knew that was going to happen. That's the boiler. I hope so. We're all good. Right. Now what is slightly irregular on leg day at the moment is my secondary strength exercise. What is it? There you go, yes it is. It's Romanian deadlifts with straps. I'm actually going slightly heavier than my standard squat. I'll check the numbers. I think it's 135 for this one this week, or 140, something like that. It's 135. Obviously, with most programs, especially with strength programs, your first exercise is going to be the heaviest. So, obviously I've just got to work on my squats more, haven't I? Yeah, it's the fun part. It all makes sense. Clear that out of the way. And now, I made a little mistake last week doing this. Well, what I felt was a mistake. And that was picking up the barbell from a rack position and then going into the Romanian deadlifts. Now, why I think this was a mistake, my feet were slightly off position. So, to help this carry over into my conventional deadlift as well, I am deadlifting this time off the floor and then going in. So pick it up from conventional stance, then go in for the Romanian part of the deadlift. On a sad note, I did not win the lottery last night. Too much to ask, is it? Not going to hoof straight into the work in 135. Do a couple of reps on 130. See how that feels. The only issue of doing this Got no music, got no background sound. But I haven't got the kids. Potentially, they're not bad. They're not bad kids really. But there's 4 of them. Potentially having a fight. So, not going to lie. Going to be brutally honest. It can be a bit off-putting. Bit of gas. Easy money. There might be a word to set on form, but the purpose of the Romanian deadlift is to really feel it in those hamstrings. And your body will tell you if something is off. I'll say it's like it did with me last week, where I was racking the deadlifts. It's a nice little format, this. Informative. It's a shame I can't do it all the time, but I'll give it a go. Problem is, with my phone, I've got to record. I'll have to record exercise at a time, which just loses that flow, you know. Well, I hope everyone's enjoying themselves, not too bored. I'll say this is an original, just a concept I came up with the other day. I noticed a particularly strong man doing this. He done Q&As with it as well, which I suppose I could try, but do a live with Q&As, but with no one to ask the questions for me. a bit lost. A bit lost in translation. So I figured I'd do this. Woo. Howdy guys. Rightio. Rightio. I may have got size too big with these, but that said, when you get these extra things across, does hold it in place. I want to get like a proper underbelt, you know, one of those neoprene ones, but finances dictated. I went something a little bit cheaper, which gives me a little bit more protection underneath the buckle belt. So split the garden. Woo. But yeah, it felt good. Again, definitely wouldn't want to go any heavier this week. Give me an idea of where I'm at come week, not 4, because that's the deload, week 5. Cheers. Again, this is where you use your own common sense regulations. Right now I feel like I could be ready for that second set, but also feel there's a slight chance I may be jumping the gun. We'll be alright. business beforehand. Strapping up, racking up, whatever else you got to do. Woo. It's still technically rest. You're not lifting, it's rest. We'll grab another sip of water. Taking a different pickup approach now. Woo! It's that last one. You stretch it right out to the bottom. Now, what did I mean? Pick up approach. Woo! I'll tell you. When you go down to hoof up the bar on a deadlift, before you reach that point where hips are in place, arms are in place, back's in place, everything's ready, you've got to, for me, you've got to strap yourself in. Now while you're strapping yourself in, there's a matter of finding a comfortable position to do so. Example, some people, I've used this technique as well with different things, or different deadlifts. Some people will walk in with a wide stance so they can reach down without the legs getting in the way. Other people will take the one knee approach. Some people will take the one knee approach with the knee over the bar so that you know one foot is exactly where you want it to be. I try for that one more often than not. But sometimes I have my foot in the right place, but my leg sort of cocks to the side, and then I'll straighten it up when I'm strapped up. So I'll give that one a go. So the bar's just slightly off straight. I mean, I know it's all right. All I got to do is stand slightly off straight as well, and it'll be a straight line when it comes up. That's science. No. Can't get to me tap. Hindsight, I would have got a slightly smaller belt, but I wear 40-inch trousers, not length, waist, but there's room there, so I have to belt up. So I wouldn't say there's room for a 38. I think if I was wearing 38 trousers, I'd probably be looking a bit uncomfortable. So I'm either at 39 or I'm 38 and a half or something irritating. So I normally go for, when it says allow for 30 whatever a belt, they'll say it'll cover 30, say 38 to 40 or 38 to 39, something like that. I think this is what this underbelt thing is. So maybe I could have gone a shade smaller, but as you see, it's got those extra like pull along strappy things, which sort of tightens it up. There we go. I think that's a deadlift thing with me, burping before I get down. It's because I want to make sure my core's empty, so I can get the air in. If you're built up, you can't get a full belly breath of air. Stood around flapping too long. Right. Oh. Woo. Woo. Oh. Hey. Oh. Dizzy wizzy. Oh. However, goal achieved, hamstrings feeling a bit fried. for all the shenanigans now of rearranging everything. I like to set up for the next exercise as soon as possible, so it allows. Thought the 25 key was going to come whacking down on my toes there. It's happened before. Good enough height. Right. Next one is going to be a Zercher squat. I'm going to put these elbow sleeves on. Reduce the risk of being left with knurling imprints in the crook of my forearms. There's no way of escaping it, it'll happen. But it won't be as red raw. Yeah, so we're on to the accessory exercises now. Accessories, I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm feeling a bit butchered at this point, so you'll notice the weight has gone considerably lighter. This is 75. Obviously the thing with the Zercher is you're slightly limited by how much you can rack in front of you for the length of 8 reps. Potentially I could do more, but I'm at a slight fear of being left with scratches. If I'm going to get scratched up, that's fine, but I'll wait for the competition. because these are accessory height exercises, that's no reason for them to feel comfortable. Because I had an issue with my right foot. Any medical people watching this, help me out on this one. Every now and again, it feels like my toes, maybe the three babia toes, tend to stretch out on their own accord. Now this has things happened before, sometimes through training. It's just uncomfortable because your foot doesn't feel as planted into the ground. I'm just looking at the rower. Might as well get that out in the garage at some point. Doesn't matter. Yeah, busy one today, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Ding ding. The reason these get difficult because that bar is actually sitting right here. So it's making it harder to keep that air. Because when you say belly breath, for you breathing and bracing, it doesn't all go down here to do properly. It should be going, feel it in there, and a bit of it's going in there. This whole core, the idea of breathing and breathing and bracing is to expand your whole core, even those little bits around the back, so you feel ready for impact. Ooh, 55 minutes, this is going on a wee while. You may notice though, people may say they're in the gym for an hour, maybe 10 minutes, whatever. You've got to allow for how much of that time you have to take off for swapping over equipment. Readjusting. Right. Yeah, done 2 of them. If you train on your own and your memory's a little bit sharp. Could be worth having a little piece of paper and just do a little tick off list when you've done a set. I used to do this because especially when I was doing higher sets, it's easier to forget. If you're doing, say, 5 sets of something, it's easier to get lost in translation. Now the reason why, it's luckily that first set I had, my foot went a bit wonky because I felt it and I knew it. And then when I done that second set just nearly a minute ago, I was saying to myself, right, watch out for your foot, see if it happens again. So it's an almost guaranteed way of knowing you've done 2. I know I've done 2. But if you're ever unsure of yourself, just have a little tick box. Piece of paper and a pencil. Tick off as you go along. I'm not going to lie, I'm not sure if I got 8 reps there. Felt like I did. And it felt like I did. I'm pretty, if nothing else, I know I got 6. And 6, well, people say 5. 5 reps is the magic number for strength. Anywhere between 1 and 5. That's where you'd be looking at in terms of absolute strength. So you could do accessories for 6. Anywhere between 6 and 12. Everyone's different. Body is different. However, if I've got 2 sets of 8 and then 1 set of 6, I'm not going to argue about it too much. The question is, do I feel knackered? Yes. Right. Got my least favourite exercise coming up next. Yes, it's the dreaded Bulgarian split bloody squats. Hang on a second. Oh, criminy. It's the balance I don't like. It's just the balance. Gets lost, goes wonky. Don't like it. Then why do you do it, I hear you ask? Because sometimes things have got to suck. I cannot argue that they have not. I can't say that they haven't helped my conventional squat, because they have, which means, okay, they have helped the strength in my legs. So sometimes you just got to suck it up and accept it. It's because they're on one leg at a time as well. So you do 8 on one leg, then you've got to do 8 on the other leg. But again, for me personally, they help. You know, I can't say they don't. It's like having a job that you don't particularly like. Pays the bills. At the end of the day, it pays the bills. Talking about jobs I don't like. If you're after a personal trainer, hop over onto the website, www.paulharleylifts.co.uk. All the pricings and stuff going there. There's some programs that are already written up there. But obviously, I would of course say that the personal training is what you want. In fairness, it's got to be said, you do get more out of it. You know, chance of gaining more knowledge you may not have had before. Failing that, you may well have done. Having a personal trainer, strength coach, whatever, confirm with you the knowledge you've already known. At least you know that whatever you've been doing it right. Now it's just time for a little bit of extra advice. Don't know if you caught that, the belt caught me a bit low. That's what you need, isn't it? the balance. Balance. Plus, I normally do the first set on the right leg first. Just then I've done it on the left leg first. And now I've done that way, I'm going to have to do it the same way for the next 2 sets. Otherwise it feels a bit cockeyed. I'm not using the strongest of bases to put your foot on, but as I say, half the house is prepared to move, so a lot of easier to get out bits are in boxes and stuff. It's going to be possibly one of the longest videos I've done. Let's just hope the bloody thing uploads okay. Only one more set to go. Thank God. Can't tell a lie, the end of my personal organ is stinging a little bit. I've got a pair of them compression briefs underneath what I'm wearing. Well, actually, I've got my normal boxers, a pair of those compression tight boxery things on, which gives my wife a chuckle when she sees me in them. And then I've got a pair of training shorts on underneath, and they're double layered. So you got like what would be the compression boxers underneath, and then the actual trainery bit underneath that. But the pair I got, again, I was going by my size, waist size. The compression-y bits underneath are actually not that tight. So, but everything's all tightened up, and I did whack the end of myself with that bloody belt. Never mind. Never mind. One more set to go and we're done. Yeah. Fun. Now. Yes. Right. This late on into it, I just don't get a good conversation out of me. Just end up halfway through, I start just, burbling, thinking about whatever. Near the end, one set to go, one and done, and then I'm just sort of like, say whatever. Right, one and done. Let's have you pain in my. Don't you dare. There she goes. There she goes again. Ah. Yeah, that went all over the place. Yeah. Oh. So there we go. Leg day done. Now I'm going to cap off with some hanging leg raises, but no one needs to see that. Anyway, ooh, an hour and 15 and still a few seconds to go. Right, so there you go. That's your lot. If you've gone this far, you may as well like the video, subscribe to the page, click the bell notification. You'll get up to date with the updates. And if you are looking to try out a new program, if you're fully seasoned but you want something new, something exciting, something invigorating under your belt, pop over to the website www.paulhoneylifts.co.uk. If you are after a strength coach, or if you're after a personal trainer in general, you could do a lot worse than me. I'm a hard one to sell myself because I never like to sound arrogant. But yeah, you could do a lot worse than me. My charming personality. Right, well, I'll see you all later. Whew, as always, keep strong, keep happy, keep healthy, and I'll see you later. Ta-da. Stop.